time. And the first reading is from Jeremiah 38.
A reading from the book of the prophet Jeremiah. In those days, the princes said to the king, Jeremiah ought to be put to death. He is demoralizing the soldiers who are left in the city and all the people by speaking such things to them. He is not interested in the welfare of our people, but in their ruin. King Zedekiah answered, He is in your power, for the king could do nothing with them. And so they took Jeremiah and threw him into the cistern of Prince Malchiah, which was in the quarters of the guard, letting him down with ropes. There was no water in the cistern, only mud, and Jeremiah sank into the mud. Ebed-melech, a court official, went there from the palace and said to him, My lord king, these men have been at fault in all they have done to the prophet Jeremiah, casting him into the cistern. He will die of famine on the spot, for there is no more food in the city. Then the king ordered Ebed-melech the Cushite to take 3 men along with him and draw the prophet Jeremiah out of the cistern before he should die. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God. Okay, so we have Jeremiah, and what he was doing is he was telling all the people, he was going around and he was saying, there's going to be a battle and you guys are going to lose. And the political leaders didn't like that message, so kill the messenger, right? That's typically what happens. And so they went to the king, and it says that the king had no power, so he must have been a very weak leader. So he was unable to control the princesses and the other people that were requesting that he put Jeremiah to death. And so Jeremiah, though, answered to God. He didn't follow the rules of man. And this is kind of important because we're also called to follow the law of God, not the law of man. So when there's laws that go against God's law, for example, abortion, gay marriage, we follow God's law, which condemns that. So what happened, they took him and they threw him in, even though he's God's prophet, they took him, they threw him in a pit, and he began to sink. And he was just left there for dead, which is what could actually happen to any of us. When you're following God's rules, and typically you're not very popular in society. People don't like that, and they want to, because when you're talking about things of God and their life isn't in accord with that, then they take it as a personal offense, and they want to eliminate you. They want to basically kill the messenger. So if you speak up for God, you might end up thrown in a pit. And the pit also has symbolisms of like Sheol, which was existing at that point, or Abraham's bosom. There's this going down into the pit. That's kind of also in there. Some of the early saints mention that. But God comes and he finds someone to rescue him. And so he does send one person to help him out and save his servant. Eventually, Jeremiah does get put to death, but not at this occasion. And so the king ordered him to take them, 3 men, and draw him out of the pit, out of the cistern, before he should die. And so God cares and delivers his servant through many trials. And when you're a Christian, often you think, well, maybe this is kind of the message that's preached in a lot of circles, is there's this prosperity gospel. Jesus, if you want to know it, he said, if you want to be my disciple, pick up your cross and follow me. So we typically are going to have difficulties, and you look at the crucifix, and that's typically what happens to all of us. And so God, that doesn't mean that, you won't get blessings from God, but our ultimate goal is heaven. It's not things of the earth. And so we have to keep that in mind.